Okay, I concede. I lose. Kuvera's 100% evil. She's absolutely irredeemable. She's attacking Republic City with a nuclear weapon with no provocation whatsoever. I get it. She's bad, she's evil, she's irredeemable. Everyone's betraying her. It's done. In fact, it's sad. Because in that way, by making her unsympathetic at all, you kind of make her the most generic villain we've had since Unalaq. That's saying a lot, because while Unalaq personally was a very poorly written character, no development or no real personality, at least his goal was interesting. Using the spirits to invade the real world and turning into a dark avatar. That, and the very concept of that plan was amazing and very unique and something we've never seen before. But Kuvera, she's just generic. Like, I want to invade. I want to power. I want to prove everyone that the Earth Empire is the best. Didn't we have this in the original Avatar series? So you were thinking that, oh my god, Kuvera's amazing. Like, she's such an interesting character. But at this point, no, because now she's just any generic dictator that we've seen countless times in other shows and that we've seen in the original Avatar series. So I don't know what they were thinking, but either way, I understand that most people are going to be upset by something else entirely. The fact that Toph and Kuvera did not fight in this episode when they had so many chances to do so. But honestly, the more I thought about it, the more I'm happy that it didn't happen. Because here's the thing. For those two to fight, it would require at least one of them to lose. Obviously. Now, that doesn't mean killed or captured and imprisoned, but one of them would have to have run away. And either way, it would have been a lose-lose situation, because if Kuvera lost and, she had to be forced to run away, you can just pretty much say, then let's just send Toph in and have her defeat everyone. Right? Why do we need Korra to take down Kuvera? We can just have Toph do it. So it would just make Kuvera as a villain seem kind of pathetic and really uninteresting. Why would we focus so much time on her if she can just lose to Toph that easily? On the other hand, if Toph lost, we would be mad because it's Toph. She's badass. We don't want her to lose. So we can't have that either. So either way, it was going to be a lose-lose situation. There was no other way they're going to have these two fight and please everyone. So instead, they just kind of avoid the fight and just not please a few people. Either way, I like how they did, avoid that little confrontation. The only thing that did come out of it was Toph looking at Kuvera and saying, "You are a disgrace to all metal benders." Like, ooh, she got the finger wag. That's got to hurt. Either way, the majority of this episode was focused mainly on Toph and her family, and the little interactions with them was actually very cute and hilarious. Especially with Opal's like, "Oh, grandma!" It's like, "Aw, it's adorable." And with Sue's husband saying, "Hello, mother." So, and Toph's just responding with, "I told you never to call me that." It's just, oh man. And yes, a big surprise to everyone. We finally get the name of Lin's father. Now, immediately, like a fanboy, as soon as I heard Toph saying, "Oh, I had this little thing with this boy Kanto, didn't really work out," I immediately paused the episode and just went to the Avatar wikis like, must find out who this Kanto is, maybe we met him before. And I find out that apparently he never appeared before. He's a character we've never seen, heard of, or will probably never hear of in the future, unless there's a comic book series where Lin goes out and using her connections as an officer to find her father. Maybe she can ask Zuko for help. Maybe he has some experience in locating parents. I'm just saying. But either way, I guess we got at least the name, so that's something. And we find out that her father wasn't around. So it wasn't really that Toph divorced her husband, but it was probably more that the husband left. So that's nice to see, or not really nice. Poor Lin and Sue, their fathers kind of just abandoned them. They're technically bastards. But either way, at least we got some development in their history. And I actually kind of find it funny that they don't even call each other mom and daughter. Just like as soon as Lin and Toph meet each other, they're like, "Hello, Chief." "Hello, Chief." It's like, okay, it's adorable, I suppose. But either way, there it is. Their interactions were hilarious. I love the ending where they just hug and just saying, "We're sorry. I may not be the best mother, but you can't. At least I had two fantastic daughters, and if I can do anything to make you at least not hate me, that'll be fine with me." And that's just adorable. Either way, wow. The other majority of this episode is the whole nuclear war thing. I mean, it is so obvious that their social commentary they're putting out here is the Cold War between Russia and America. It's like, should we have nuclear weapons to counteract nuclear weapons? That's pretty much the episode right there. And that does raise a big question. Because here's Kuvera with a nuclear weapon. And like I said, having her attack Republic City without any provocation whatsoever, I don't get it. Because it's true that she has a nuclear weapon, but she's already proven that she has a great military force. What reason does she have? Other than, she's just evil. That's all. That's all there is. And then here's Republic City, the president going saying, we need nuclear weapons too to counteract this. And everyone's saying, no, that's a bad idea. But when you really think about it, realistically, what saved us from a nuclear war with Russia? The threat of nuclear war with Russia. That's pretty much it. Because both sides had nuclear weapons that could eventually destroy everything, no one did anything. So having both sides have nuclear weapons actually would have saved a lot of people. So I really can't fall behind Korra and everyone else saying, no, we can't have nuclear weapons. We'll just be just as bad as Kuvera. But I'm thinking, it's like, well, at least we'll have something to, make her think twice about attacking us. It's like, whoa, shit. If we attack them, they'll attack us with nuclear weapons. Maybe we shouldn't do anything. Or at least wait a while before we, would do anything rash. But again, that's just me. And I actually kind of funny that Korra said, I'll just convince the spirits to help us, because if anyone knows how to, fight back against spirits, is spirits. But then I'm thinking, do spirits actually fight each other on a regular basis, that they know how to actually fight other spirits? I have no idea. And I kind of find this line that she spoke very strange and awkward. When she came up to the spirits saying, you have to help us, because, I brought you into the human world, and created peace between both of us. I was starting to wonder, who asked for that? I mean, really think about it. Did any humans or any spirits ask the Avatar to, bring both races together? That at any one point that they'd say, oh, I wish we can have peace with the humans. We've been at war with the humans for so long. No one asked for that. In fact, Korra was the only one who made a decision. Spirits and humans should live together in peace. But they've technically already been at peace. I mean, they weren't attacking each other. They weren't killing each other. In fact, by bringing the spirits into the human world, you just made it easier for humans to be afraid of them and at the same time take advantage of them, like Kuvera is doing right now. So really, you just kind of took advantage of your position as Avatar to, assume you know what's best for everyone. So I'm not saying you're a bad Avatar. I'm just saying you made a very bad decision with very little information, or just very poor assumptions. But either way, I like how the spirits are saying, you know what, we've never involved ourselves in human wars. In fact, the only times we've ever actually fought humans was when Vatu was taking possession of us and forcing us to fight. And that's both back, I believe, was it 1,000 years ago? I believe a few thousand years ago. And with Unalaq, those are the only times spirits have ever, attacked humans. But that's only because, they were possessed. That's it. So I did like how the spirit is saying, just because you're the Avatar does not mean you know what's best for everyone. In fact, you kind of forced us to live among the humans when we never really asked for that. And neither did the humans ask to live among the spirits. So, yeah. I mean, what are you talking about? What peace are you talking about that you brought to us? We were fine the way things were, both living in our separate worlds as happy as can be. But here you come saying we need peace between both races or both species. But again, I'm getting too much into that. Either way, like I said, there's a lot of social commentary here about nuclear war and what's right. Should we have nuclear weapons just because they have nuclear weapons? Will it really help anyone? Even though historically, the only reason we survived a nuclear or avoided a nuclear war was because both sides have nuclear weapons. It's an argument that can go on for years and still goes on today as to whether was it right for us to have nuclear weapons, stuff like that, developing these kinds of, that's the kind of technology. It just goes on, and to have it brought up in Korra, in Avatar, is amazing enough in itself. But at the same time, there's no way that we're going to have a clear answer by the end of the series. If they do give us an answer, then it's just going to come off as, pretentious. There's no way one human being in the world, or two, or, I don't care how good the writers are, they are not going to have the answer as to what's right with nuclear weapons. Because no one does. It's just a matter of baby steps, making the next move in a chess game. You're not going to know the consequences until years later. But either way, it was a great episode. I loved it. I really did. A lot of great action. And while it didn't have Toph versus Kuvera like we were hoping, it was still good. And in fact, it made sense as to why that didn't happen. This video has gone on pretty long, but because there was just so much packed into this episode, so much commentary, so much action, so much character progression, so much relationships. And speaking of relationships, Bolin and Opal. Okay, I get it, she was mad and, kind of upset her family is imprisoned, but at the same time, Bolin really wasn't at fault here, so why are we blaming him? Why are we forcing him to sacrifice his life, just for your own selfish needs? I don't get it. Because as far as I can tell, he really did nothing wrong. He was just taken advantage of by Kuvera. He was naive, and just very hopeful about helping people, that Kuvera took advantage of that. It's like, I'll just use him as the face of our military. So blaming him is not going to get you anything. And forgiving him, what did he have to, earn forgiveness for? Really? But either way, and I know this video has gone on way too long already, but I have to bring this up now because I'm probably going to forget it by next episode. I didn't notice until right now that this, series is very female dominated. And I have no problem with that. That's fine. Go ahead, make all the main characters females. Give all the character progression to females. That's fine. But you don't have to make all the males seem incompetent and stupid and just quick to anger and go to war. That just seems unfair. In fact, I've seen multiple shows where they've done this, and not just with the males. They make the females look dumb and incompetent compared to males, just to make them look more, competent and more awesome. So it's not really about male or female, it's just about creating a balance. And I find that funny that this season is called Balance when it just, puts females on such a high pedestal that the males look like unimportant and really kind of a hindrance at sometimes to the females. Like, they could have succeeded a lot more if it wasn't for those dumb males. Now, I know the creators of the show are male, so I don't know if they're working through some issues or something, but I'm just saying it's fine to have strong female characters, but you don't have to make the male characters look so dumb and stupid and just unnecessary and really, useless, because that's not fair. And that's just very poor writing, because a good story, a good world puts everyone on equal terms, on equal ground. Both are useful, both are amazing fighters and amazing thinkers. But either way, maybe I'm reading too much into this. In fact, I'm probably reading too much into this episode already because it has gone on too long. I am sorry. But like I said, there is just so much to talk about in this episode that I couldn't help it. And the fact that they were able to jam so much into one episode is amazing in itself. But either way, like I said, what did you guys think? Do you think taking on this whole social commentary of nuclear war is a good step? Is Korra too evil now that she seems generic? Was Korra right in her action of uniting both spirits and humans when neither of them wanted it? And what do you think of Opal's supposed forgiveness for Bolin and his actions, I suppose? And what did you think of Toph and her, interaction with her family? Was it cute? Was it funny? Was it just awesome? Was it not what you expected, or was it everything you expected? Either way, I loved the episode. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Nothing more to say. So until the next one, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.